Hello, I'm Stephana. I'm the creator of Yogilachi, and today we are focused on optimal movement for the shoulder. If you have frozen shoulder syndrome or your shoulders are bothering you, I'm going to show you 3 moves that you can use, and these will make such a positive difference without a pain pill and without surgery. That's what we focus on here at Yogilachi, is getting you pain-free and moving your body in a beautiful way without all the drugs and surgery. So understand that the body has a natural way to move, and we've kind of gone into a direction where we're not moving the body so optimally, right? We're sitting a lot, and the shoulders are the biggest to be impacted, or at least they're the ones that speak up the loudest usually. So we go to the shoulders. We're going to talk a little bit about the shoulders, and then I'm going to show you these 3 moves. The only prop I'm going to use is this hand towel, and that's about as complicated as it's going to get. And I'm going to tell you that I would love for you to use, I actually need you to use one, or maybe you could use a book, but it makes a difference on this one specific exercise. And other than that, you don't need anything. You really can start to restore mobility in that shoulder with just the shoulder. And then the understanding and the awareness of how that shoulder is supposed to be moving, and alignment, of course, right? So we're focused on alignment first. That's our motto here at Yogilachi: alignment, then mobility. And what we have to look for in the shoulder is that we've got a lot of this forward, it's called kyphosis, this forward bending going on because we're in our cars, or we're driving, or we're looking, or we're doing these types of movements. And right there, that's the first piece that's going to cause a lot of trouble. So we do want to get that back, and I have lots of other videos on posture. So let's just do the wall check, because we need to have good alignment before we do these movements. So we'll use our wall check, and we'll get into good alignment. And then I'm going to show you these exercises. The first one, using our towel, I'm going to place it right underneath. Now, you would think, oh, I can just do this movement, right? And without the towel, but I'm going to have you use the towel so that you can feel the difference when you have something to push into and down. So what we're trying to do is get this shoulder, see how the shoulder, and we're talking about bone right now. So let me just talk about how we've got the muscles here, the anterior delt, so that deltoid, we're not really using the muscles to squeeze, and we don't want to load it right now. What we want to get is the alignment of the bones first. That's all we're focused on. So in your posture, good strong posture, you're going to look for and feel for, if you don't have a mirror, you're going to feel for the shoulder here aligning and dropping slightly down. And then I want you to bring your awareness to the posterior part of your body, the back part of your body. So a lot of times we're very heavy conscious in the front, and so our back is turned off. So think about if you were to push your back up against a wall, you've got some connection energetically and awareness of the back part of your body, because that's really where I'm going to have you operate this movement from. It's going to come from the scapula. It's going to come from muscles that are behind in the scapula and underneath. Don't need to know all those technical details. All I need you to know is that we are going to press in at the elbow. So let's bring it into the elbow. Good strong core, good alignment all the way through. And we're pressing down, but the down type of energy is coming from that scapula. Okay, I like to call it the angel wing. And that shoulder blade, think of the shoulder blade coming in, so it's going to retract and go down into your back pocket. And I'm going to show it to you from the back as well, but I'm not mic'd, so if I turn around you won't hear me. So let me give you all this detail first, and then I'll show you from the back what it looks like. You're pressing in first, in and down, in and down. So notice if I were to do this motion, look how my collarbone is up. This would be perpetuating a problem, okay? We want to drop it down, good alignment, not pulling over, still alignment, great. And then you're opening the door and you're closing. Now, I wouldn't have somebody load this. Like, I wouldn't put bands or anything on this until they get the alignment right first. So you can just get this beautiful motion going on with proper alignment first and do that 5 or 10 times. It feels amazing, especially if you have any kind of shoulder issue that's not if not acute. You don't want to have an acute injury going on, but if you've been just sore and tight, this is going to feel amazing. Now I'm going to give you a couple of modifications on this one movement. You could just do this, but you could also start doing movements here, especially if you have any kind of issues going on in this forearm area, because this motion, we want to restore that connection, brain body, right? So there's that one movement first. Again, the reason I have the towel there is it gives you a proprioceptive feedback. It gives you something to connect with energetically, physically. So the physiology is dropping down and in. And unless you really have something to push against or hold there, it's harder to brace. So I like using that towel and just opening and closing the door very simply. So I'm going to show you from the back and the side because this is an important concept. And that is that if you're opening and closing, but you're doing it this way, we're defeating the purpose. We come back to alignment and we get that down feeling, that down sensation, right? So we're pocketing down. And then as we open, we're pushing in slightly. Okay? So what we're trying to do is we're trying to pocket that humerus and that shoulder into where it belongs so that it moves smoothly. And as we do that, the shoulder starts to restore all of that. I don't want to get too technical here, but I just want to give you these exercises and understand how amazing this feels when you actually do this on a regular basis. And we realize we probably do more maintenance to our cars than we do to ourselves. And these are our bodies. These are the best vehicles ever. So let's make sure we're doing these movements here. Okay, so I'm opening and closing the door. Now I'm going to turn to the back and I want you to watch my scapula. And then as you watch that, for you, I want you to feel when you do that, that your scapula is dropping down and going in, okay? As opposed to rounding out or peeling away. We need to get the scapula to come back onto that back and so that the shoulder girdle's in that nice alignment instead of this kyphosis. Okay, that's another video. Remember to watch the kyphosis, restoring that. Right now, we're just focusing on that shoulder and the frozen shoulder syndrome. Okay, turning to the back here. Make sure you can see that. Driving down, gently driving down and in. I'll take a look at the scapula as I open the door. So this would be a correct movement where you can see I'm driving down and in as a retraction. So I'm feeling all of this coming from the musculature underneath and in. There's like 17 muscles back here. And we tend to use all this. See, I was talking back there and you probably didn't hear anything. Okay. So there's the movement. Now you saw that. We want to be able to do that. So already I feel this aliveness there and I feel mobility. I can't wait to do it on my other shoulder, but I'll do it later. Okay, so here's the next one. And I'm going to be turning my back again. This is called rubbing your back. So you're just going to rub your back with the towel and a step forward. And again, dropping down. So we're getting the alignment first, right? So we've got good alignment. The head is in alignment, chin slightly down to where it needs to be. And then the towel grip is further apart, but it's down, dropped, retract the scapula. And then I'm going to rub the back and I'll show you how that looks. Okay. Let's see if I can speak really loud so you can hear this. Okay. So I want you to see as well the scapula. Nice good alignment there. We've got tension down in the towel. Tension. And driving scapula together, down, and we're just going to rub the back. And then rub the back down. Rub the back up, and you don't have to go very high. But notice I'm keeping the tension on. So you should see my scapula coming together. All right, so the next movement, and this you don't have to have a towel for, but it's something that I love to do every single day, to remind ourselves, especially if you are sitting at your desk a lot, you want to do this every hour for 30 seconds. And that is essentially that scapular retraction. I don't like calling it a shoulder shrug. I don't want your shoulders coming up to your ears. We want that beautiful alignment all across, shoulders drop down, and then you're just going to retract or bring your scapula back. So it'll feel like, you know, at first, if you're used to this, it's going to feel like, oh, I'm leaning way back, but it's actually good posture. And you'll just hold that for 30 seconds. So I'm going to turn to the back to show you, and then you can practice. Okay. Dropping the scapula, retracting in, holding that there. Head is in alignment. Relaxed. Relax through the neck. Don't tense. Okay. 30 seconds. All the while you're breathing, all the while holding that. And those are the 3 that I would have you do every day if you had frozen shoulder syndrome or if you were really struggling in the shoulder area. I also love it for sit breaks if you're someone who's sitting a lot. And I have tons of other videos if you need some more support in the area. In the meantime, remember, your body has enormous capacity to do so many things, but if you don't use it, you lose it. I'm Stephana. You can find more at yogilachi.com, Yogilachi. Peace and blessings.